Okay, let's begin the briefing. Operator Eugene Solano, I'll be keeping you up to date. We've got news that an invading LASAP squadron has just taken off from the Puna Plains, en route for an attack on our position, Aubrey Base. From their perspective, this attack is the final nail in our collective coffin. After all, this is the only base that hasn't fallen under their control. I guess we can consider ourselves lucky. It looks like the enemy has gotten a little overconfident and sent only a small attack force. Griffith Squadron, prepare for launch immediately. Fly around the mountains and avoid enemy radar. Oh, I forgot. The enemy squadron consists mainly of bombers supported by several fighters. Please protect this base and destroy the enemy bombers. If everything goes well, we should be able to get the upper hand on the enemy in this area. All right, please prepare for launch. Let's pay back the LASAP forces with at least one defeat. One final thing. During combat, my codename will be Crux. I will keep you up to date on the battle situation, so please pay attention to your radio.
Crux to Griffith Squadron. Maintain your present course. Do you see the enemy formation on your radar? Read you loud and clear. We're coming up on the enemy from behind, just like we planned. You can let the escorts go. Just make sure you take out all bombers.
We'll show them what we got. After all, we're really pilots. Isn't that right, Captain?
Excuse me, Griffith 2. Please use code names during the mission. Understood. Jeez, this new guy does everything by the book. Don't you think Griffith 1? The enemy! They've snuck up from behind! What? Where the hell did they come from? What? Hold on a second. The city's being bombed! Unbelievable! There are no military facilities in that city. What are you doing? You shouldn't be wasting ordnance. Relax! We're just going to bomb some base in the sticks, right? There'll be more than enough ordnance left to finish the job. One bomber down. Another one has been shot down. Where the hell is our escort? You did it! Good job! We're sitting ducks up here! Hurry up and shoot them down! How many aircraft are left? Somebody please respond! How about it? You get a kill? I can't avoid them all! Eject!
The mission was a success. The destruction of the enemy bombers will help keep an enemy invasion of Aubrey Base at bay. However, we also suffered serious losses. There's no way anyone could ever call this mission a success. I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything to save them. So that's the super weapon LASAP used to take over all of Aurelia in only 10 days. Who could have imagined that they possessed such destructive power? The Gleipnir was last confirmed heading southeast across the Puna Plains. However, we lost all trace of it shortly after. Unfortunately, Aurelia's information network can provide no further details at this time. We'll just have to take what we can get. The airborne fortress Gleipnir nearly wiped out our entire attack force. Even with you, sir, our remaining aerial attack strength is severely limited. We no longer have the necessary manpower or supplies to pursue Gleipnir. In addition, there are reports of enemy forces gathering at Port Patterson. If we don't move soon, it will only be a matter of time before they attack from behind. Given the situation, we are left with only one plan of attack. On the Puna Plains lying between Aubrey Base and Port Patterson, Laysath forces have hastily constructed a resupply base to house the large quantity of supplies needed to support their troops. Attack Puna Base. Destroy all parked bombers and base facilities. Take away the enemy's ability to fight. If you succeed, we'll gain an important foothold for an attack on Port Patterson. And what's more, we'll gain the supplies we need to win this fight. Unless we succeed in taking this base, that's it for our supplies. Please don't fail, sir. Retreating Laysath forces have abandoned Puna Base. The base, including all provisions stored there, now belong to us. Now we'll be able to provide backup support for our troops. The battle to retake Port Patterson is about to begin. Our scattered forces have come together for this battle. They're few in number, but we've managed to assemble a small ground force. However, the Laysath fleet continues to gather in Port Patterson, and the presence of the Transportation Corps has also been confirmed. Having lost Puna Base, it appears Laysath now intends to shuttle in troops and supplies overseas. If any more ships dock at Port Patterson, enemy strength will become more than our ground troops can handle. In order to prevent this, we need you to launch a preliminary strike on Port Patterson. Destroy all enemy supply vessels, landing ships, and freighters. In particular, try to keep as many enemy landing ships from entering the port as possible. Battle supplies must not reach the enemy. The number of enemy landing ships inside the port will be displayed on the MPG in the upper right-hand corner of your HUD. If the MPG reaches the max level, our forces will no longer be able to retake Port Patterson. This time, a substantial enemy counterattack is to be expected. It seems the loss of Puna Base has put them on guard. Please be careful.
Clock to Griffith 1. Check your MPG on the right side of the HUD. The MPG will display the number of landing ships in the port. Please pay careful attention to the MPG during this mission. So, you're Griffith 1, huh? I'm Major Berkman. about to make it ashore. Do not allow more than 3 landing ships to enter the port. We will be risking our necks out here with you. Let's take back Port Patterson. Huh? Wait, I've got something on radar. Put the city on high alert. I don't want to see so much as a kitten out on those streets. Just make sure that bridge is raised. Watch the bow on the port side. Enemy ship destroyed. AA guns destroyed. Enemy ship destroyed. There's no time for evacuation procedures. Just dive into the ocean. AA guns destroyed. Enemy freighter destroyed. This is the 5th Amphibious Unit. We're about to enter the port. You'll be able to acquire supplies after entering the port. Just head for the bridge. Griffith 1 bagged another one! Enemy ship destroyed. How many ships are still operational? Bridge control room to base command. Commence raising of the bridge. Enemy approaching from starboard side. Enemy plane approaching. Somebody help us! Enemy freighter destroyed. Maintain current formation. We've raised the bridge. Hurry up and get inside the port. Damn it, our whole fleet! Destruction of enemy fleet confirmed. The mission was a success.
We've succeeded in destroying the enemy fleet gathered in Port Patterson. Our ground troops scored a major victory by using the chaos caused by our attack to storm in and secure the port. We freed Port Patterson from the hands of the enemy. It's still kind of hard to believe.
Okay, let's get started with a report of the situation. I think our best option under the circumstances would be to head towards Santa Elva. Santa Elva is a strategic location that we have to pass through to get to the capital, Griswold. However, there are several other strategic points on the way to Santa Elva. Which points you choose and in what order you do so is up to you. It looks like your decisions will affect the course of this battle. I know it's an immense responsibility, but there's no one else to count on. We're relying on you to get us through this. It appears that the enemy's Miller unit is gathering at Kings Hill. It looks like they're trying to take back Port Patterson. I wonder what they're up to. Next, we have reports that the Allied Davis unit is cut off at Stand Canyon. Gleipnir took off from Puna Base and is currently standing by at Terminus Island. With the long strike range of the Gleipnir, there's not much our forces can do. It appears that the enemy is moving towards Stand Canyon to eliminate our remaining forces. We'll need those remaining forces in our attack on Santa Elva, so I think we should probably send help. If left alone, they'll be helpless against the aerial fortress, just like what happened to us at Cape Aubrey. Also, Santa Elva is a key location for the enemy, and I think they'll concentrate their forces there. We'll have major problems if they send in their aerial fortress. I'll give you more details once you decide on a route. Please tell me which route you plan to take.
The Gleipnir is now positioned above Terminus Island. It is using the island as a resupply base and as a staging point for long-range attacks on Stand Canyon. The troops stranded at Stand Canyon are vital to the upcoming assault on Santa Elva. But they're pinned down as long as the Gleipnir's assault is allowed to continue. Something must be done about the situation, and soon. Analysis of the SWBM attack at Cape Aubrey has shown that the shock wave of the missile dissipates before reaching ground level. Hoping to utilize this weakness, the remaining Aurelian fleet has gathered for a counter-assault on the airborne fortress. We have been informed that the assault will begin as soon as we are ready. How shall we proceed, sir?
First Fleet to Third Fleet. Any sign of the Gleipnir? Third Fleet. No sign of it yet. Understood. Continue your patrol of the area. What's that sound? Look! It's the Gleipnir! Just get out there. Attack! Target the Gleipnir! Commence cannon fire! Hit it with everything we've got! The SWBM can't reach us here, but watch out for conventional ordnance. Look! The disc on the bottom is starting to move! Where's he go? The ships under the Gleipnir just disintegrated! What the hell was that? Second Fleet, do you read me? This is the First Fleet! Come in! Come in!
All of those ships destroyed in instinct. Such destructive power. I can't believe they've made such a terrifying weapon. Sir, Griffiths 1. It appears the enemy has some kind of new super weapon. If they destroy the rest of our fleet, we'll no longer be able to sustain our military. The MPC will display damage to the Allied fleet. Protect them and keep the gauge from reaching max. I know it's a dangerous mission. We're counting on you, sir. Optical camouflage system critical! The system won't hold! Alright! You're covered, load! We're sitting ducks up here! Can't somebody do something? It's no use! Evade the maneuver successful. The Gleipnir has started to climb. No doubt they're planning to return to base to make repairs. Griffiths 1, try to destroy the SWBM. As long as the SWBM exists, the safety of all Allied troops remains in question. The altitude of the airborne fortress will be displayed on unfortunate we weren't able to destroy the Gleipnir. However, this was a very important turn of events for us.
We've succeeded in destroying the Gleipnir's SWBM. The surrounding area is no longer in any danger. Unfortunately, the Gleipnir escaped, but this victory has given us hope. I'm starting to feel like retaking Santa Elva is fastly becoming a reality. We have an emergency situation. The Miller unit has moved from Kings Hill for an assault on Port Patterson. They reclaim the city almost immediately. We've also confirmed the transport of supplies from the port to Santa Elva via Kings Hill. I had no idea this was in their plan. Sorry about that. On with the update. The Gleipnir has withdrawn from the combat zone and is now in Santa Elva. Furthermore, with the destruction of the Gleipnir's SWBM, long-range assaults are no longer a threat. I'll now go over the details of our mission to retake Santa Elva, a city vital to the enemy's transportation network. If we succeed in retaking the city, our capital Griswold will be within reach. It seems that the damage the Gleipnir bore from our attack over Terminus Island is now being repaired here in Santa Elva. The previous battle was proof enough of the ability of individual fighters to effectively strike at the Gleipnir, so all ground forces that run the risk of becoming a target will hold their position here. Enemy ground forces are most likely prepared for any kind of assault, but with the Gleipnir unable to fly, now is the time to strike. Even the Gleipnir wouldn't risk killing their own troops stationed at the base by firing the short-range cannon. It looks like there's no escape for them this time, sir. Port Patterson has been taken by enemy forces, and our supply route cut off. There isn't enough fuel to support an extended mission, so make it quick.
I've got something on radar. The enemy. The Southern Cross is here. They're here already. Prepare the airborne fortress for takeoff. Are you crazy? Repairs aren't finished. The optical camouflage isn't working yet. I don't care. Prepare her for takeoff. One Aurelian fighter is hardly a threat. If that's our orders, I won't take responsibility if anything should happen. What's wrong? You aren't gaining altitude. Thrust isn't responding like it should. I told you, the repairs aren't finished. Griffiths 1. Just as we thought, the Gleipnir isn't using the shot cannon. The SWBM has already been destroyed. Now's our chance. Finish it off. This guy never gives up. It looks like we're gonna need more than conventional weapons to take the bastard down. address is...
The shock cannon has been destroyed! Engine 1, Engine 2, Engine 3! All engines are down! We can't maintain altitude!
Did we do it? Did we stop the Gleipnir?
I told them the Gleipnir wasn't ready for action! Damn base command!
So, this is the end then. The Gleipnir. All of our dreams for retribution. The airborne fortress is falling. The Gleipnir is crashing!
The Gleipnir is no more. Shortly after our victory, ground forces successfully retook Santa Elva. The Santa Elva victory is fantastic news. But even more so, the defeat of the Gleipnir is sure to boost morale and give us a strategic advantage in this war. Next, we liberate the capital Griswold. We've already come this far, sir.
All right, let me brief you on the main locations on the route to Griswold. Sir, please choose a route. First, remnant enemy soldiers are regrouping at the Kalana Steps and are planning an attack on Santa Elva. They currently aren't a threat, but we're curious as to what they're planning. I guess we're not much different from them in size or strength. The enemy Special Forces Skilla unit has set up camp at Sachana Air Base. They're not a squad you want to take on directly, but they're currently busy preparing to send reinforcements to the Kalana Steps. This might be the perfect time to catch them off guard. It appears that LASAF forces are shipping supplies to a large-scale manufacturing plant in Montebriz. It seems that they're manufacturing something, but there is a large radar facility close by on Mount Nevera. The Nevera jammer is located there, and we're unable to monitor their movements. The jamming extends as far as Griswold, so we need to do something about it. Although we really need to find out what's going on at Montebriz as well. Our capital is not far ahead. However, Griswold is heavily fortified and protected by the Mezim cannon. Fierce resistance is expected, but we must pull together and take back Griswold.
We are planning a surprise attack to recapture our country's largest airbase, the Sachana Airbase. The base, with its large supply warehouses, is a crucial strategic point, as well as a vital supply channel. By securing Sachana Airbase, our forces will gain a necessary staging point for a combined Allied assault on the capital. At present, the LASAF Air Force is grounded, but they're mobilizing to aid ground forces fighting on the Kalana Steps. The Skilla unit is also rumored to be stationed at Sachana Airbase. They are an elite team, highly skilled in anti-aircraft tactics. A head-on confrontation must be avoided at all costs. Therefore, we have devised a plan to penetrate deep into enemy territory and strike while their attention is still focused on the Kalana Steps. A sweeping radar net lies between here and Sachana Airbase. However, by flying at an altitude of 1,600 feet, you should be able to make it through undetected. A sudden and precise strike on the base will greatly increase our chances of winning, without risking a head-on confrontation.
Avoid flying over enemy patrol boats on the river or you'll be spotted. Destroy them before that happens. Also, be sure to fly below 1,600 feet. Keep an eye on your HUD and avoid the enemy radar net. Patrol boats, report. This is Patrol. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's a quiet night. so many boats out on the water, no one could ever slip through. Huh? What's that? What, the enemy? My mistake. It was just a reflection of the tower searchlight on the water. In any case, this really is a great spot. We should get to a location on our break. Crux to Griffith 1. You've cleared the enemy radar net. Now get in there and attack the base. What was that explosion just now? An accident? An enemy attack? I don't know. We're investigating now. How's the radar? Nothing so far? Nothing on radar. Send out an intercept squadron. Scramble! Where's the scanner unit? Fighters launched, but it was so sudden, half of them are still on the ground. How many planes? I don't know. I'm not even sure we're being attacked. Are you? Yep. Can't you hear that? That's an Aurelian fighter. The Southern Cross. Isn't that the guy that's going to claim here? Damn it. The China Air Base neutralized. The mission was a success. Sending a helicopter unit in now. Hold out until the base has been secured.
The surprise attack was a success. Sachana Air Base is back in our hands. Air power from the base will be a vital asset, especially in the battle to retake Griswold. I have the feeling the day of our capital's liberation is not far off. LASAP has taken advantage of Mount Nevera's height and built a large-scale jamming station known as the Nevera Jammer, with enough power to effectively blanket the capital and all surrounding areas. The station is also blocking our ability to observe enemy activity in Montebreeze. Responsibility for taking care of the jamming station before it further interferes with the war effort has fallen into our hands. An array of high-performance SAMs and AA guns provide the Nevera Jammer with a formidable defense. The high-performance SAMs are difficult to avoid, even for the most advanced aircraft. You're done for the second you fly within range. ECM pods are of no use here either. The high-performance AA guns are also capable of shooting bombs and even long-range missiles out of the sky. We must first deal with this threat before we can move in for an attack on the jamming facility itself. Therefore, we must destroy the electric power transmitter that is providing them with energy. The location of this transmitter remains unknown, but a string of old power lines on Mount Nevera may just point the way. The transmitter's power output will be displayed on your HUD. Make sure the power output is at 0 before moving in to attack the jammer.
We've got severe jamming. The radar is completely useless. Lock-on's not going to work either. You'll have to use unguided weapons to take out the enemy. Attention! Do you read me? This is Crux. I lost contact for a moment. Any change in the situation? Fly within range of the defense system, and you'll be tracked by a powerful radar. If the enemy gets a lock on you, fly out of there as soon as possible. Bingo! The defense system is losing power. Can you see some old steel towers? The electric power transmitter should be near the towers. Griffith 1, are you alright? Transmission is coming in loud and clear. The facility was successfully destroyed.
We've destroyed the Nevera Jammer and freed up the airwaves. Now we have a clear view of Griswold and Montebreeze. Emergency transmission. Enemy troops from the Kalana Steppes have invaded Santa Elva and are moving to reclaim the city. The people are in a state of panic. Our supply lines have been cut right under our noses. Signs of enemy movement have been confirmed on other fronts as well. We've succeeded in ending radar interference from Mount Nevera. This has allowed us to get a clear picture of Montebri's. LASAP forces have produced a new type of weapon and are making preparations to transport it to Griswold. Although the advance unit has already reached the capital, there's still time to stop the backup units. Our mission is the liberation of Griswold. I'll explain the details. Griswold is protected by the Atmos Ring-powered meson cannon. Our troops will not be able to approach the city because of the MBSRs brought in from Montebris. Our only hope is to send a small squadron of fighters in for a surprise attack and take out the cannon. Fortunately, the enemy has put all of their faith in the cannon and has yet to deploy ground troops. Destroy the meson cannon and the fighters protecting it, and the city is ours. The capital's liberation is finally within our grasp. Sir, please decide the course of action. Be aware, supplies from Santa Elva have dried up, and special weapons are scarce. Use special weapons with caution, as their number will be less than the standard amount.
I can make them out now. The Atmos Ring and the Gaius Tower. Makes me sick. Look at them, acting like they own the place. Ninox 2, you're too far ahead. Please stay on alert. Damn it! We're so close! If it weren't for that cannon, we'd be in already! Wait! I'm getting readings from the meson cannon. Ninox 2's been shut down! That blast was huge! The meson cannon's force is multiplied by the MBSRs.
What on earth is that? There's no way we can get any closer than this! Watch out! That thing's a monster! The power of the MBSR against meson cannon far exceeds anything we ever imagined. Meson cannon. 8 turrets remaining. Here he comes. Here he comes. Dodge this! Damn, the beam doesn't reach any further than the other road! Hurry, just let havoc! Here, is he for real? Doesn't he know what this beam can do? He's too good
special weapons fire running low.
He avoided my missile. What's he got? Eyes in the back of his head? How many of our guys have we lost to him?
The mezzanine beam disappeared.
Did we finally get it?
Griffiths 1, we've confirmed the beam is out of commission. Suppression forces have begun their advance.
Soldiers of Aurelia, do you read me? This is the suppression force.
We are currently engaging the enemy in the vicinity of Gaia's Tower, is what I wish I could tell you. But there's no one here! Gaia's Tower is ours!
Griffiths 1, sir. Did you hear this, sir? We did it.
Griswold's been liberated. With the loss of their central command, LASAF forces have begun to pull out of Aurelia. The streets of Griswold are overflowing with citizens celebrating the defeat of the LASAF oppressors. Even soldiers have joined in the celebration. Sir, the people won't soon forget your brave actions that led us here. We've done it, sir.
This is 1. Navarro is escaping towards Sentry Island.
Hey, where he's headed, there's some kind of strange complex.
It looks like we've hit the jackpot. Letting Navarro run was a good idea after all. Otis 1 to base command. I've spotted a suspicious structure on Sentry Island. It appears to be some type of military complex. Commencing recon.
Wait a minute, did you just see something on radar?
Otis 2, negative. I can't see anything.
Huh, I must be seeing things. What? Missile alert! Where's the camera?
I have an updated situation report. The forces hunting LASAF Commander Diego Navarro have been decimated at the Danern Straits. It appears that LASAF has developed a new type of attack aircraft. I can't believe they had a working prototype from the aerial fortress. Sorry, back to the report. The new attack aircraft is named Fenrir, according to LASAF reports. From the satellite intel gathered, it appears that the aircraft took off from Sentry Island. We received information from intelligence services that there appears to be a factory on the island. There are 2 routes to Sentry Island. First, LASAF has a squadron of ace pilots, the Alec Squadron, situated near the Danern Straits. They are currently headed for Sentry Island. If a pilot of that caliber were to pilot the new craft, we would have a lot of trouble on our hands. Another route is Cobalt Cave, the location of enemy research facilities. It is believed that they are preparing to move some sort of weapon. We don't know the details, but it is most likely a weapon to mount to Fenrir. The ace pilots and the unknown weapon are both major concerns, but we can only deal with one of these threats. You must stop whatever LASAF has planned. You are about to enter LASAF territory. We don't have much intel to go on, but you need to decide how to proceed.
Intelligence has confirmed the outline of a squadron of LASAF fighters bound for Archelon Fortress. A sympathizer from within the enemy has informed us that the squadron is none other than LASAF's elite, Alec Squadron. If they were to capture Archelon Fortress's Fenrir, one can only imagine the devastation they would cause. The Danern Straits could provide us with a chance to intercept them before they reach the fortress. Your mission will be to take on this elite air unit. You must destroy them all.
Multiple fighters coming in head-on.
We've succeeded in stopping the Alec unit before they could reach Archelon Fortress. It was an extremely dangerous mission, but we had to stop them from getting behind the controls of Fenrir. This was a very important victory for us. Great work. The enemy transportation corps has moved from Cobalt Cave to Archelon Fortress. Our sources have confirmed our suspicions that the cargo was indeed an HPM. It'll most likely be used to defend Archelon Fortress. We've advanced within striking distance of Archelon Fortress. Fenrir, the whole reason they started this war is being made right here on this base. It's our duty to wipe this base clear off the map. The HPM has been transported to Archelon Fortress from Cobalt Cave, and it appears it has already been fitted to Fenrir. The weapon works by emitting microwaves from both Fenrir and Archelon Fortress to create an overlapping field effect, detonating all fuel caught in between. Fly too slow for too long, and you'll be tracked by the targeting system. If you don't escape quickly, your fuel tank will explode. We've also received intel that the Archelon Fortress is equipped with the same type of shock cannon employed on the Gleipnir. Sir, we've succeeded in freeing Aurelia. The war should have already been over for us. But someone has to put an end to this. Just make sure you come back alive.
To all aircraft, this is likely to be our final sortie. Our mission will be to wipe Fenrir and its production facility, Archelon Fortress, off the map.
That's right. The war ends here.
This is Aquila 1. Roger that.
I won't be able to rest until we take out Navarro.
What's that light? Watch out! Fenrir is equipped with a special weapon. Damn it! The light keeps following me. What the hell is this?
Aquila 1 suddenly burst into flames. Crap! Scatter now!
There it is! Fenrir! The destruction of Fenrir is the only thing that's going to end this war.
Alright, bring it on!
That attack probably came from Fenrir's HPM. Your fuel tank's internal sensors will be displayed on the MPG. The MPG will display any increase in fuel temperature. Watch it closely. Fenrir is equipped with the same type of optical camouflage as the airborne fortress. However, with Aurelia's satellite surveillance system back online, we should be able to track its position. Although the tracking is far from perfect, please bear that in mind when attacking. Try to keep the temperature low. The Southern Cross destroyed Fenrir! Fenrir has amazing capabilities, but it's no match for the Southern Cross's flying. They're only human. You can take them. Fly faster. Southern Cross missile hit! Try to maintain a high speed. Good too. Damn it, I'm being shot out of nowhere. First time I've ever seen it. Optical camouflage? What? There must be some kind of mistake. Sam has been shut down. Completely destroyed. Looks like the Southern Cross was the real monster. We've got no choice. Prepare the fortress defense weapon. To all allied aircraft. All remaining aircraft withdraw. Something on top of the fortress is moving. That's the same shock cannon that was on the airborne fortress. We can't allow Lasap to remain Do what it takes to destroy the shock cannon. Shock cannon firing preparations complete. Aquila 3, lower your altitude. In 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cannon firing! Aquila 3's been hit! Damn it, we've lost him! Destroy the shock cannon!
The fortress has really been destroyed! He was able to fly his way through those shockwaves. Incredible! You've done it, Griffiths 1! I knew our ace could do it. That's the Southern Cross for you. It certainly is. He's Aurelia's hero after all.
Crux to Griffiths 1. That was a little too risky, sir. It made me nervous just watching you. It wouldn't feel like a victory if you weren't there to celebrate it with us, sir. When you think about it, you can't help but feel sorry for Laysath's soldiers. They were nothing but pawns in Navarro's sick game. Well, it's finally over, isn't it? Let's head home. To Aurelia.
By the time the images of the exploding Archelon Fortress and Fenrir faded from the stadium screen, Laysath's commanding officer, Diego Navarro, had long since disappeared. With the true motives behind the war made public and his subsequent failure to regain power, Diego Navarro fled from Laysath. Although there is no more reason to fight, surviving Laysath soldiers continue to put up pockets of resistance across Aurelia. With their leader and direction lost, it's difficult to imagine them ever being victorious. Surrendering units have started to appear, and even I have the feeling that my story on the end of this war isn't far off. Still, with all the coverage of the war's closure, my work here is still not finished. Since I'll be here a while, chasing after that story on the Southern Cross doesn't sound half bad.